Good morning students. Today we are going to do another lesson from the civics part, that is fundamental rights and duties. So what is a right? A right means authority given to a citizen. So our constitution, our Indian government has given us certain rights, and there are 6 rights in our constitution and there are 11 fundamental duties. So right means authority given to a citizen. So we are all Indian citizens. Our constitution, our country has given us certain rights. The rights may be natural right and it may be a legally acceptable right. So what is the natural right? Right to live, right for protection of life. These are all the natural rights. And legally acceptable rights means the rights which are accepted legally by the law. These are right to equality, right to education and so on and so forth. And already I have told you there are 6 fundamental rights and there are 11 fundamental duties in our constitution. Now, which are the 6 fundamental rights? The first right is right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational right, right to constitutional remedies. So these are the 6 fundamental rights which are given to us by our constitution, by our Indian government. And these rights are given to every citizen irrespective of his caste, religion, language, his financial status, whether rich or poor, literate or illiterate. There is no discrimination, there is no differences. So fundamental rights are the rights given by the constitution to its citizens. Now, what is fundamental right? Fundamental rights are the basic rights given to an individual by the constitution for his development. So fundamental rights are nothing but the rights given to an individual by the constitution for his or her development. So they are very important. They play a very important role in our social life. They help the development, all round development of an individual. And these fundamental rights are protected by the judiciary. What is the judiciary? Judiciary is nothing but court of law. So fundamental rights are the basic rights given to an individual by the constitution for his or her development, and these are protected by the judiciary, that is court of law. First we will go to right to equality. One by one I am going to explain to you the fundamental rights. In the next session we shall go to the fundamental duties. So all are equal before the law and nobody is above the law, and all deserve equal protection from the government. This is the right to equality. Right to equality, the word itself tells equality, that all are equal. All Indian citizens are equal before the law. Nobody is above the law. No discrimination can be made on the basis of religion, caste, gender and your status in the society, whether literate or illiterate, language, region. No discrimination is made, and it cannot even restrict anyone from using the public places. Any Indian citizen can use any public place. For example, they can use the public wells, they can go to they can use the water from the tanks, they can use the roads, they can use the rest places, they can use the public parks or the public gardens. They have the right to use the public property which belongs to the government. Nobody is going to stop them from using these public places. This is right to equality. It cannot even stop the citizens from entering into the holy places. Holy places like temples, mosques, churches, gurdwara and so on and so forth. So, right to equality is all are equal before the law and nobody is above the law. All are considered equal. You may be based on gender or your caste, religion, language, region. Though discrimination is made, you are free to use the public property like parks, roads, public tanks, wells, hotels, restaurants, rest places, etc. Nobody can stop you from using these places. That is the right to equality. If you feel like going to a mosque and pray, if you feel like going to a temple or going to a church to play, you are allowed. Nobody can stop you. Nobody can tell you that you are not allowed to come there. So this is right to equality. Next we go to right to freedom. Right to freedom is given in the constitution. We all have right to freedom. But this right to freedom should be used in a proper way. You cannot misuse the freedom that is given to you. So first is right to freedom of speech and expression. You are free to express yourself. That is right to freedom of speech. So the second fundamental right is right to freedom. Freedom of expression, right to freedom of speech. So if you find that any injustice is done to you, you are free to express or you can raise your voice against the injustice. You are free to express the opinions and your feelings, what you feel. So that is right to speech and freedom of expression. Next is right to participate in the peaceful public meeting. So we all have the right to take part in any public meetings, but we have to do it in a peaceful way, not to harm the peace of the community or the peace of the society. Next is right to establish institutions and associations. So as an Indian citizens, the government has given us the freedom to establish the institution and associations. Nobody can stop us from doing that. Next, right to travel throughout the country without any restrictions. Yes, without any restrictions. You don't need a visa, you don't need a passport to travel within the country. You can go from Karnataka, you can go to Jammu and Kashmir, you can go to Tamil Nadu, you can go to Maharashtra, Gujarat, Orissa, Bihar, anywhere. So, you have freedom to travel throughout the country. There is no need to take anybody's permission or nobody is going to stop you from coming to their state. Like, if you go to Maharashtra, the people there or the government there is not going to tell you why did you come here? Who gave you the permission? You belong to Karnataka state. Why did you come to Maharashtra? Nobody is going to stop you. So, you have the freedom to travel anywhere in the country. Right to live in any part of India. Yes, you are having the freedom and the right to live in any part of the country. If you feel that I should shift to another state, maybe Gujarat or Maharashtra or Tamil Nadu, you can do it without any restriction. So, you are having the freedom to live in any part of the country and you are having the freedom to take up any employment or business or occupation of your choice. Today you feel that I don't want to work in this office, let me try for some other job. Yes, you can do it. There is no restriction. You are having the freedom to change your jobs, to take any type of employment, take any type of business or take any type of occupation. Next, but this freedom what is given to you should be discharged as not as you want. There are certain rules. For example, because you are given the freedom of speech, you cannot go and defame a person, that is spread false things about him or insult him or spoil his name or something like that. So freedom cannot be discharged as one likes, though it is a fundamental right. Though freedom is a fundamental right, freedom of speech is a fundamental right. You cannot use it as you like. For example, you cannot defame a person, spread false things about the person and spoil a person's name, or you cannot use filthy language against anyone, that is bad language for anyone. So these are some of the conditions. Next, right against exploitation. So what is this? Right against exploitation means to prevent exploitation of poor, women and children and the weaker sections of the society. Exploitation is nothing but treating unfairly. So right against exploitation is to prevent the ill treatment of the poor, the women and weaker sections of the society and also the children. For example, taking dowry is a punishable offence. What is dowry? At the time of marriage, the girl's father has to give a lump sum amount or property to the husband and the husband side people. The bride's parents have to give lump sum amount and cash and kind, gold, ornaments and even property and all those things to the bridegroom. So that is a dowry system. So for example, taking dowry is a punishable offence. Nowadays we see that these cases have reduced, but even still now also in some parts of India, especially in the western parts, in Rajasthan, Gujarat, UP and all, still some villages, they practice the dowry system. So this is the right against exploitation. And employing children in hazardous job or like bidi making, mining and for in the cracker manufacturing industry or any other work, this is also banned. The children are expected to get the education. Children of age from 6 to 14 years, they have to compulsory get the primary education. Employing the children, that is child labor, is not allowed. That is also one kind of an exploitation against the children. Next is right to freedom of religion. The citizen of India have this right to freedom of religion. You are free to follow any religion of your choice. Nobody is going to force you to leave your religion and follow some other religion. Nobody can do that. According to your wish and will, you are free to take up or follow any religion of your choice. Everyone has to right to observe their religious practices without disturbing the peace and discipline of the community. So this right to freedom of religion is given by the government. The citizens have the right to accept and follow the religion of their choice. The next is cultural and educational rights. So this fundamental right protects the culture and educational interest of the minority community. So which is the minority community in our country? Which are the minority communities? For example, Christians, Muslims, Sikhs, Parsis, Jains. These are the minority communities. So this cultural and educational rights protects the cultural and educational interest of the minorities or the minority community. People have the right to protect their language and their culture, and even the minorities, they have the right to establish their own educational institution. Nobody is going to stop them from establishing their educational institution. So this kind of a freedom is given by our constitution. Next is right to constitutional remedies. A citizen has the right to approach the court of law if these fundamental rights are violated. For example, nobody can stop you from giving you these fundamental rights. If anyone is doing that to you, then you are very well, you have the right to go to the court of law. You can give a written complaint to the court telling that some people are disturbing and they are not giving you the rights which are given by the constitution. These fundamental rights and duties are directly given to the citizens by the constitution. any individual or any organization or institution, like for example parliament, assembly, judicial means official group, police department or any other public institution are restricted from violating them. Nobody can break these fundamental rights, and if these fundamental rights are violated, then the person who is suffering because of this can get the justice from the courts. That is, he can give a written petition or a complaint, and it can be filed either with the state government or the Supreme Court of India, either in the High Court or in the Supreme Court of India. So these fundamental rights are given to each one of us, and nobody can stop you from enjoying the rights which are given to you. But these rights have to be, you should enjoy these rights, and it should be done in a proper way. It should not be misused. So these are some of the fundamental rights that I have told you. Again, let me tell you: right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational rights, right to constitutional remedies. So these are the 6 fundamental rights. Now in the next session, I am going to teach you about the duties, which are the 11 fundamental duties which are given to us by the Constitution. So I have divided the lesson into 2 parts. So we'll have 2 sessions. So next session I will be completing the lesson. The remaining half I will explain in the next session. I will forward the notes in the group, write it very neatly, and start studying, learn the notes, and also learn the difficult spellings also. Learn the question answers and write neatly, then you can forward it in the group. Thank you.